My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Let me go ahead and put my bobbleheads here. Hit subscribe right now. We're over 117,000 subscribers. We're on our way to 120,000 subscribers. Jeff Flake wants to delay the Kavanaugh confirmation. I don't believe that he can himself, even if he doesn't vote. I think this is grandstanding on Jeff Flake's part, but Senate panel backs Trump's Supreme Court pick, Kavanaugh. It's already a done deal in terms of the votes. Republican Jeff Flake calls for delay on full Senate vote to allow for FBI probe into sexual assault allegations. You can't have an FBI probe if you don't know the location, if you don't know how the victim got to and from the location. There are no corroborating witnesses, so what are you going to do? And the FBI doesn't form conclusions. The FBI takes evidence and sends it to the DOJ, which is why that didn't happen with Clinton emails, because James Comey was like, well, we're not gonna let the Department of Justice. She didn't mean to do it. Here's all the evidence, but she didn't mean to transfer top secret intelligence from Cybernet, JWIX, and SCIFs onto her unencrypted server. It's U.S. Code 793F. Well, no, it's extremely careless. It's not gross negligence. We're not going to indict Clinton. Okay, we're going to decide to that. We're the FBI. We'll decide. That's one of the reasons he got fired. The FBI does not form conclusions. The FBI does not say this person is guilty, this person is not guilty. The FBI says, oh, you lied to us. So, and the FBI is highly politicized and biased towards Democrats. We know because James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok are all fired, and the Office of Professional Responsibility is looking into very likely Lisa Page, Kleinsmith, Moyer, all of them. A Republican-led committee approved President Donald Trump's nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the U.S. Supreme Court on Friday, but moderate Republican Jeff Flake called for an FBI investigation. He's grandstanding. They already have the votes. They're like, without Flake, they're like maybe, I think, 1 or 2 votes up. Somebody's got to explain this to Trump. This is Market Watch. Lindsey Graham's lament after Kavanaugh vote. Senator Jeff Flake, an Arizona Republican who is not seeking re-election, moved the Kavanaugh nomination along, but not in the manner that appeared certain only minutes prior. Flake conditioned his vote on the allowance of a 1-week delay. So, both Ford and Kavanaugh delivered impassioned speeches. Okay. Flake's condition complicates the matter. With a Republican majority of 51-49, Kavanaugh can afford no more than 1 GOP defection. So if it's 50, it's 50. It would be 50-50, and then the tie vote would be So Flake is. I have a hard time when push comes to shove believing that Flake's going to go ahead and destroy this whole thing. I have a hard time believing that, but you know what? I mean, Arizona of all places, but you have, even if he does, let's say it's 50-50, you still have Pence. And then you have Manchin, who has said last night you have Manchin, you have McCaskill. Those are possibilities. They voted to vote. So today they voted to get the final vote across. Flake's condition complicates the matter. With a Republican majority of 51-49, Kavanaugh can afford no more than 1 GOP defection. In the event of a tie, Vice President Mike Pence would be expected to cast the decisive vote. Okay, so, I mean, it is what it is. Flake wants to make things crazy. Then he wants to make things crazy. What can you do? And then Pence gets involved. So, and then again, as with everything midterms, they have zero margin for error. They have zero margin for error. So, absolutely zero margin for error. So again, it's not a matter of Flake ending this thing. Brett Kavanaugh will be confirmed. They knew They knew since July, and they could have easily asked the FBI in July or August. They could have asked the FBI in July or August to say, hey, look, to go, hey, look, we need the FBI to get involved. They deliberately leaked, when Feinstein says, well, I don't know how it happened, they deliberately leaked the information. And that's it. That's what took place. They leaked the information. It's all grandstanding. They hurt the Me Too movement immeasurably. And this is not about whether Ford is telling the truth or not, because you cannot say with an allegation that somebody shouldn't be Supreme Court nomination without evidence. And then you can't say, well, FBI, please go ahead and investigate hearsay and gossip. An allegation is an allegation. The Me Too movement is about women who have been horribly brutalized, rape, everything, sexual assault, and more often than not, there is corroboration, or there is evidence, or there is a police report, or there is some kind of knowledge of where it took place. The allegations against Kavanaugh are so broad that the FBI, it would only be asking the same people who state they weren't there the same questions that the committee asked. The Democrats are evil. They're just trying to prolong it. And the whole country knows. I've had people on my channel say, look, I'm a survivor of a woman, I'm a survivor, and this whole thing is a charade. I believe most women. I honestly believe most women, when there's a Me Too, statement or accusation, some women or some human beings, in certain political circumstances, there are questions to be asked. Dr. Ford could be telling the truth, but then again, you need evidence. You cannot destroy a human being's life without evidence. And even then the evidence oftentimes is either spun or manipulated in many, many ways. There are people in jail who are innocent of crimes because the evidence was tampered with. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. What's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? Kavanaugh will be on the Supreme Court.